Walking is so. Okay, woman they talk, clap. It reach my turn, and I know if you clap. Everybody stand up on your feet.
Is the gender discrimination for me?
See, this is what we face. But okay, my name is David OH, and the thing is, you can see all of us are wearing white, Abby. Because we came with pure energy. Everybody say pure energy. Somebody say pure energy. Is it because you're writing an exam? Say pure energy. Say pure energy. Ah, God. Ibadan, okay.
Why? I think I have an idea of what we're going to do. Finish your introduction, we'll do something.
Okay, so I'm David OH. I'm a mobile developer. I also do community stuff. I host events, so and it's amazing to be here. Thank you guys so much. Let's have fun.
Okay. So I noticed it's like a lot of us are just waking up, so our energy is still like very, very low. And the beautiful thing is that for today, the three of us are actually in charge. So whether you like it or not, you have to oblige whatever request or directive that we give you. And we're going to start exercising that power today. And please let us know that anything that happens here ends here. So whatever grudge you might have with me or any of us, please don't let us take it outside the hall. And I am not doing anything here in my power. Whatever it is we're doing here is in the name of Devfest Ibadan. So if you have any issues to pick with us, please look for the leaders of Gdg. Do we all get that? Do we all get that? So you don't get that? I'm sorry. So our first task of the day, everybody rise on your feet.
Rise up.
Rise. Everybody. We're going to do a little bit of exercise this morning.
Rise up.
Just so that we can get some blood flowing into our body. Yeah, please, if possible, give some space, some distance with your neighbor so that you don't mistakenly. Do we have any fit farm person here? Do you have anybody that does fit farm here or a gym rat? You don't look fit at all. You don't look fit at all. So we're going to do a little bit of exercise this morning so that we can just get things flowing and go. Is that fine? Is that fine? So I think we can start with something very, very simple. Jumping. Yeah, jumping. Jumping. What are you doing? Oh, come on. I add more about Ibadan than this. Okay, let's do this. Jumping. What are you doing? You should jump now. Jumping. What are you doing? Okay, so we're going to do some more interesting ones now. Where's Davido? Left, right. Left, right. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Bring your feet together now. So the next one we're going to do is also simple. My head. My head.
My knees, my toes, my head, my shoulder, my knee.
Some of you cannot bend.
My shoulder, my knees, my...
They are...
long.
Oh yeah, again, Yoruba way.
Orí mi, èjìká, orúnkún, ẹsẹ̀. Orí mi, èjìká, orúnkún, ẹsẹ̀. Orí mi, èjìká, orúnkún, ẹsẹ̀. Pata. People don't used to say that when you're
You are moving like 70-year-old people that cannot bend your back.
Stop it.
You know what? Take over. It's like I'm too friendly with them.
Okay, I don't understand. How many of us are Yoruba here? So we understand Yoruba. Okay, guys, we'll do something fun. Music. So what we are going to do is just to get us in preparedness for the event. You get me? It seems all of us are too cold. You get? Maybe the formation you did inside exam hall did not work out. Or the microchip you took inside exam hall did not work out. Or the exam was not sweet. But yeah, we're here out to... Let's spread out. Jump. Let's go. Jump.
Make your body.
Jump. One hand up. Oh yeah now. One hand up. Let's go. One hand up. Let's go. One hand up. Let's go. Two hands now. Two hands. Oh yeah, we say twirl like that. Say twirl.
Twale.
Say twirl. Oh yeah now. Hands to the side. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh yeah now. Stretch out your leg a little and jump like that. Let's go. DJ music now. Let's go. Oh yeah, now do the scissors jump. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh yeah, now hands to the air again. Two hands to the air. Two hands to the air. Oh yeah, say twirl. Say twirl.
Twale.
Say twirl.
Twale.
Oh yeah, now let's continue with the
Put
rest
your
of
hands
the.
together for yourselves. You guys are amazing. You can have your seat, guys.
Okay. I don't know why my microphone is not working, but anyway, please put your hands together for yourselves again. Put your hands together for yourselves. That was beautiful. And we said you should play music since you did not play. It's now you are playing. Please, let's reduce the music back. The music is not from you. Who connected to the Bluetooth? Hey Joe, please don't hijack, please. Okay, so we're going to be going into the program right away. But before we do that, there's something we're trying to achieve today that we've been tasked. We're trying as much as possible to get the official hashtag for the events today trending on social media, across Twitter, across LinkedIn, across Instagram, across Eskimi, across Togo, across whichever one you people are using. So we're trying to get it trending today. And I think it's going to be displayed online later. Can we pipe down the music? It's really distracting. All right, thank you. So the official hashtag for today is hashtag Devfest Ibadan 23. So I want to encourage you to take pictures, to make videos, to make tweets, to write think posts using the hashtag, and hopefully we can get it trending before the end of the day. So our first speaker for the day is going to be talking about the art of interaction. The art of interaction and how to navigate tech team. Okay. All right, thank you. So he's going to be talking about the art of interaction and how to navigate tech team dynamics. Like I said, once I call on the speaker, please put your hands together for the person. Let him make him feel more than he is so that we can get the best from the person. The speaker is a passionate community leader in the DSN community that broke into tech out of curiosity. He did his OND statistics at FCA and PT Akpata Ibadan and proceeded to the University of Ibadan where he studied statistics. He has worked as a data analyst intern at Analyst Data Service Resource Ibadan and is a data science researcher at iCube Labs. He has his strengths in statistics and people management. Please put your hands together as I welcome on stage the campus community lead, University of Ibadan, Data Science Nigeria, Mr. Ernest Owojori. Please put your hands together for him.
Good morning, Ibadan. Why? A quick disclaimer, please. A lot of things have changed since profile you read, but every single thing you read is still very much valid. But hopefully I will get to update them here. But I want to quickly do something. I could see that we're still expecting a full house, but from my own figure sense, we should be close to 700 here already or 500. So I'm going to ask, I believe all tech teams are well represented here right now. So I'm going to make some statement. If you agree with me, you say yes. Or let me say, you try to make some noise. If you don't, you keep quiet. Don't worry, most of my statements will reach you. Developers are better communicators than designers. I will repeat the statement. Developers are better communicators than designers. I didn't say you should say no. If you agree, just make some noise. Don't worry, your statement will reach you. I repeat, developers are better communicators than designers. Designers are better communicators than developers. Pro managers, the father of them all. Anyways, that's what we are being paid to do as a pro manager. So today I'll be walking us through my experience since working with different set of people since 2019 in tech to this very moment, and what I have observed at the first time from working with different set of people. I have worked with developers that are great communicators. I've worked with designers that are great communicators, and I've also seen the other side. Yeah, so today my lightning talk will be guided by this very short outline. I'll be walking us through a very brief introduction of which I believe I've done a little bit of that, of what I understand with team collaboration, what I have seen some people say about it, and some common mistakes that people make when they are communicating, and what do we do. Yeah, so this is a little bit of a profile about me. I am now a pro manager. I have intersected my career with pro management, and currently I work as a pro manager for Rock Technologies. And like he said, I started my career as a data analyst or scientist, and currently I'm researching online communities. Beyond my involvement in creating communities in the University of Ibadan, it has saddled me as an interest to also research that domain, which has made me an enthusiast of human-computer interaction with specification in social computing. Yeah, so different teams have different dynamics. Your team is a function of the quality of people that are in there, and directly or indirectly, that sort of impacts the result that your team generates. However, people are for you to be a king in another skill. But when you find yourself in a particular situation where you need something that your team needs, but you're unable to render it, you need to identify that problem, or your manager needs to identify that problem and find a way to bridge that gap. So here I said, I need you, you need me, our organization needs us. There's a saying that they say a tree can never make a forest. It's a bunch of trees that make a forest. And there is a song, I don't know whether many of you know this song, it's a very contemporary song. I need you, you need me. This song is just basically telling us that you cannot survive on your own. Your team cannot survive on the basis of your founder. Neither can you as a developer survive as engineering manager. But rather, when everybody comes together to work towards the defined and clearly communicated common goal, then we could say we are achieving what we already set to achieve. Yeah. So the whole collaboration and performance, if you're an economics student here, or you will have been hearing the word organizational performance here and there. Is a whole lot of conversation for those that are working in that domain. It's not a direct relationship for you to say the way you collaborate necessarily affects performance, but it is sort of a mediation that happens there. Collaborations are not so direct in terms of impact, but that have shown that collaboration have an impact on your team performance. So this is just one of the research that I've laid my hands on that says team processes, which in short is like the way you collaborate, has a mediating effect on performance. Yeah. So there are some common problems in team collaboration that I have seen, and I reference some reports by Slack, which I'm going to show us right now. So in 2019, Slack made a report that's on collaboration challenges. Some part of the report talked about the collaboration challenges around the world. And these are the summary. So some hardest part of collaboration, according to the report, the survey that they carried out generally, it said some people are not included in communication. Therefore, when their input is needed in what was discussed, they get lost. Some people are actually very, very bad communicating. They don't understand. They will mention A, turn into Z, come back to B, form into Q. They just model everything up. Some people are like that. You can get better anyways, but communication gets so unclear when some people are doing it. And some people, they don't quite know how to listen very well. It is not a crime, but some people are like that. They don't understand, they misunderstand concepts when communicated to them. Some managers also are not so good in letting you know what you are meant to do. When what to do is not clear, you are meant to make mistakes. Okay, you might be a genius, but when what to do is not clear, you might have done beyond what is needed and unfortunately might not be of any addition to the team. Yeah, this is very, very paramount. Some people are too slow. Some people are too fast. Anyways, as a BM, I don't mind you being fast. I don't mind you being fast, but when you are too slow, it becomes a problem. And to be very, very honest, if you are also fast, it's a problem for the team, even though the manager might not mind. This is why it is very, very important for you as a pro manager or the founder, dubbing as a manager. You need to estimate the time it's going to take your team to finish a particular task. Now, what people said all over the world on the most important things to collaboration, they said, if you can communicate with colleagues easily, some people before they make some paragraph, a single paragraph in a statement, they're already tired. Some people are like that. You'll be so surprised that, how can you get tired by just talking? That's their nature. Getting along with colleagues on personal level. The managers don't get this yet, and I don't understand why they don't. It is not enough for you to just tell your teammates to do a task, they deliver it, everybody goes home, the following morning, repeat, do your task, everybody goes home, the following morning. The connection will not be there. There will be instances that you will need your team members to go extra mile. Your salary does not cover for the extra mile. It is the relationship that you've built that will make people to feel, yes, I see the need to go extra mile. So if you don't build that relationship, I don't understand how you place demand on people when it's not their prerogative to do so. Clear responsibility, just like we said, this is validating that. Next point, please. Okay. Some people have trust issues. This is blue. They will still tell you, I'm not sure. It is clear. This is blue. They still tell you, no, it is not so blue. I don't understand. It surprises me, to be very honest, because I'm not that. If you tell me that this thing will not work, if you lie to me, I will just take it as the truth. That is me. But not everybody is like that. But it does not actually cost you anything to trust people, even if they are lying to you. That's the best thing you could have done, to trust them. You could not have done better than that. Now, when all these problems are bound, what do we really, really do? Because at the centroid of that team, probably the pro manager or the people manager or the founder itself, depending on how vast your team is, you need to do something. You need to bring everybody, understand the strength and weakness of everyone, bring them together and try to achieve the best from them. And this sort of looks like a divine skill for some people, but to be very, very honest, I still see it as something that people learn unconsciously over time. Now, I have broken this down to different things that different group of people can do, like the managers. When I say managers now, pro managers are inclusive, the founders are inclusive, the people managers are inclusive, depending on how vast your team is. I've also highlighted some things that I think the designers should do. I've highlighted some things that I think the developers should do based on what I have observed interacting with them. So as a manager, you should ensure there is inclusive and clear communication. It is your responsibility. If it's not so clear in your company culture how people should communicate, if they don't have that nature in them, they tend to do the way they know how to do it. But if it's so clear in your culture already that this is how we do it at Paystack, this is how we do it at Flutterwave, when you join them, you have no option but to what? Try to adhere to what is currently going on there. Then responsibilities has to be very, very clear. I can't say this enough. Read it like you don't understand. Is this still clear to a dummy? If you are writing your sprint, you are writing your requirements, it needs to be very, very clear. You don't need to assume the person knows what React is. No. You don't have to tell them, use React for this framework that will do this and that. It's as clear as that. Let the responsibilities be clear. And team bonding, which is a function of you trying to understand. The goal essence of team bonding is to get into people's mind on a personal level, try to get them to fall in love with what we are doing in the team, beyond just getting to work, collecting salary, rinse, repeat every month. Now, this point is a psychological discovery. When you tend to cage people, you don't get the best of them. When you let them know, feel free to do this the way you like, I just want this result. You cannot know what the person is doing more than the expert. So if you are not so giving people the flexibility that they desire, you will not get the best out of them. Now, this is the most important of them all. In fact, I might have gotten every other thing from any online, but this last one is my personal experience. Measure everything. When I say everything, if you think coughing is part of the things that are necessary for you to know how many times do my team members cough, measure it. That might be funny. Collaboration as it is, I'm very, very sure not a lot of companies can tell us this is the level of collaboration that my teammates are having every month. All you can tell me is we talk on Slack. What is happening on Slack? What is happening on Slack? Them her. And that's why those are very, very much appreciated. Adhere to responsibilities. Don't do beyond what you have been asked to do. Don't do below. Try to just stick to the plan. And manage the pace. Don't be too fast. Don't be too slow. Yeah, so your pro managers might have done something wrong. Please, it is not a crime for you to correct him. If he has mentioned a technical term that is out of play, yeah, please clarify design. Clarify design. Tell him why. Tell your pro manager or developers why you are doing this. Yeah, align with your goal. Just move away from this part. Then for the closing remark, I will just say yes. It is okay for you to be able to code. It's okay for you to be able to design. But if your team is not recording numbers, I'm sorry, but there is no evidence for your expertise. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ernest. Please, let's put a round of applause for Ernest. That was such a beautiful. All right, so she's going to be taking us through the topic, bridging the gap. All right. Our next speaker is going to be taking us through the topic, bridging the gap between code and okay. All right. So the next speaker is going to be taking us through the topic, bridging the gap between code and doc for technical writing, and a technical writer who enjoys learning new things. Please put her hands as she comes up on stage.
Hello. Morning, everybody. I thought they said Ibadan people do not used to dull. People are dull. Like, people are not giving me ginger. Good morning, everybody. No. I hear me clap. That's because you're not hearing me. If you can hear me, clap once. Clap once. Clap once. 2 times. 3 times. Thank you. Okay, so there's not so much to say about me. I am a front engineer sometimes. I write code sometimes, not every time, but I am a tech all the time. Do we have technical?
Hello, hello.
There are no technical writers here. 1. Any other person? Only 1 person. 2, 3. Okay. How many of you are aspiring technical writers? You want to start writing? There's money in technical writing, no? Plenty money. Okay, so my talk today is bridging the gap between code and documentation for technical writing. Do you know what a documentation is? So, next slide. So this talk is directed at people who ignore the technical in technical writing. A lot of times on Twitter, when they say, oh, if you're a newbie coming into tech, these are the fields you can explore. They will list technical writing. Like, you don't have to learn how to code, though. Do technical writing, do product management. But let me tell you, your eye will peel. I swear to God. Because as a technical writer, you have to learn a lot of technical things. And I'm not joking. So when they tell you, oh, come into tech, you can be a technical writer. You won't write code, just be writing. It will shock you. So that's why I'm here to, tell you how to balance the gap. Next slide. Experience. Probably like you wrote a code last year. You did not comment the code. There's nothing on the code. And then you come back to this thing. So a comment is like a documentation, but it's not actually a documentation. So what a documentation is a piece of writing that describes everything related to a product. For instance, if you're learning React, we have the React documentation. It teaches you everything you need to know about React. Next slide. And why is it important? Next slide. Some of us are like this. I don't need the documentation. I can make it work. And then use like 10 hours to be debugging something that is in the documentation. How many of us are guilty? Hands up. You use 10 hours. You check ChatGPT. You check Stack Overflow. You check YouTube. Documentation is there, but no, you won't go there. You keep debugging until... Please change your ways. Next one. So document or find yourself in a document. You are going to be messed up if you don't read documentation. Next slide. So what is the genesis of the gap between this code and documentation? Why is there this gap? Why do we feel like there's no alignment between code and documentation? Next slide. In the early days of software development, documentation was often seen as an afterthought. So most times, engineers were busy writing code. A lot of companies spend money paying engineers, pay them money, and they won't bother about documentation. Like, oh, let's just build the product. Let people start using this product. But then they don't worry about documentation. And how will people use your product when they don't know how to use it? That's one of the problems. Number two, engineers were in charge of writing documentation, and most times they are very shitty writers, very terrible writers. If you've seen a documentation that is written by a technical writer, by an engineer, you will know. I don't know if you've seen it. Those people don't know how to write for life. Then there was a lack of documentation. That's why it's still on their website. So most time the code keeps evolving, while documentation is still stuck in 1997. And these are the problems. So why do we document?